She has a chance.
Oh, all right. I'll leave you in charge of it. I'll leave you. Did I kick her off or no?
No.
All right.
No, but I checked. I checked before you even said anything.
All right, be quiet. You might be live.
All right. I'll see you in the end. See you in there.
God bless.
You too.
All right, James Kaufman, World News Report today. See if we get any kind of feed off of YouTube. I think it's absolutely humorous. We are live. We actually made a live feed. Let's get this space weather report over with so we can get some more important information. I believe this might be a real, actual CME that impacted Earth. Probably not from the X1.84, probably from the X2 Plus that hit the day before. But I will wait for anyone to say something in the chat. And if it's working, buy us a cup of coffee, guys. We've been in 9 hours of a severe geomagnetic storm, according to our actual estimated planetary KP index. We're in and out of a severe storm, according to our Boulder index, according to our Fredericksburg index. We're actually in and out of a severe storm. None of this makes really any sense. Our college index came up with a KP9. KP9. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be early. This is 7 of 4, 4 to 1, 1 to 11. Today, a KP9. We don't see that anywhere else. Let's see if we are live. Guys, give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. God bless. Look at that. Impressive. All right, what I did want to show you guys is nothing here makes sense. Right? Nothing here makes sense. We'll hit the 7-day so we can all see it here. I was thinking this was what we're being hit by, and this was the follow-up that we're being hit by, and that's the lull. And I think that's good timing, right? 24, 48, 72. Now, the Carrington event arrived in 18 hours. It was supposedly very strong, very, very strong G40 or KP20 geomagnetic storm. We're back. Thank you, guys. God bless. But I think we're dealing with this right here. Look, 24, 48, and this would still be faster than the last crap, the quote-unquote X7.6, X9.15 flares that hit Earth 6 days after they were supposed to. And I think we're still facing the one that caused the Proton storm here. I believe it's a 1.84. That's the one that caused the Proton storm, the polar cap absorption event. That was from that was directly Earth facing from 3848. That was around the limb from 3844, and so was that around the limb from 3842 or 3844. What's interesting to note is those were probably bigger storms being eclipsed by what? Well, by the outgoing limb of our sun. We'll keep going. I have this hidden up here. Tiffany, quit falling for this shit. If I don't say so, I'm tired of getting my shit out, okay? I'll tell you when you're allowed to do it. Or I'm going to call you and put you on the spot. You decide. All right. Whoa. Actually, I should have something up here in downloads. Combo download. It's me, the smart kid on the block, right? See if we can get this. All right, let's take a look. This is Cactus 1 over on the right, Lasco 2 on the left. And there's no real way for me to slow it down on the replay. Gosh, look at that. 8th, 9th, these are the flares. Wow, there's the proton storm on the 9th. Today's the 10th. So Cactus 1 is pretty much our best source that's left. Wow, how quick Lasco C2 is going. Look at the radiation storm here, and there was really no big flares towards the end of the day that we could note. Let's watch that 8th, watch 9th, proton storm into the 10th, into the day, stops at 20. So pretty good information off of Cactus 1 only. Cactus 1 only. Does anyone know what the hell that was? Let's see if I can pull up a screen here. Does anyone know what the hell that was? Everyone knows we've been in a severe geomagnetic storm for 9 hours according to our estimated KP index, or planetary KP index. That is NASA's go-to. I wanted to kind of show you all the last 7 days. I'm guessing it's this because there was and we didn't see a proton storm. The first proton storm we saw was from this X 1.84. Then this X 1.4 was on the departing limb, probably had a geomagnetic connection towards Earth because of our Parker geomagnetic spiral. That's what you call it. For Stephen, you dork, false ass piece of crap. Can I say that? I think I just did. Then we had another follow-up. Goes long, and it looks like it also was a 7.6, but not a 7.6X flare like we had last week. That was fake. This was an M flare. And I don't think we're through any of this. I think we're concentrating right now on this. And within the next 12 hours, we're going to see, oh, this is what caused the proton storm, the polar cap absorption event, the radiation storm. Yeah, I'm back. Can't hold the good man down. What the hell is this? Let's get rid of this, guys. Sorry. All right. Actually, I pulled up this, and I pulled it up professionally. We're going to get down to and play it all. Last 3 days. Let's see what happens. They told us the tail of comet T Atlas would disappear when it came in front of the sun. I taught everyone it was coming 0.46 AUs halfway between Earth and the sun, so it was going nowhere around the sun, nowhere near the sun, only halfway to the sun. 1 AU being 93 million miles, one distance between the sun and Earth. This is 0.46, almost exactly between them all. Let's play it through. Watch the dates down here. The 9th. Huge flare. Look at the proton event. All the white dots are the proton storm that we've been experiencing. That should have happened with the X 9.15 and the X 7.6. Why do you think NASA and NOAA have blocked me from their channels? Why do you think I asked y'all this exact same thing? Because I've been watching long enough to know. that this was a crock of shit. Now, today, T-Atlas 2023, C whatever, went in front of the sun. Whoa! 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 Look at this. Y'all see this? Something else screamed across the sky. Do y'all see it? Hopefully y'all can see it from your angle. Screamed across in front of Lasco C3. They said the tail of T-Atlas would actually disappear when the CME hit it. What the hell is this? That's going to be Venus. I can pretty much name everything now. Someone tried to rag on me. The people with 12 subscribers, I mean, all we do is laugh at you. Trust me. It's fun, though, because it's something to do. The proton storm are these little, well, white dots, I guess we call them. They're protons. And notice it's not moving, which is really strange. Now all of a sudden it's moving again. So there's been some fudging of the data here. Again, this is today, and that's an impact on the camera. Another CME, and this is bringing us in. Look, going off of Lasco, the tail never disappeared like they said it would. Can they ever get one single prediction right? Look at the size. That's the X 1.84. What about the X 9.15? The X 7.6? They were directly facing. They actually showed a halo eruption. Do you think NASA might be effing with you? I think so. All right. Here we go again. We're currently at a C 9.36. I don't know why it's showing up like this. See if I can fix it a little bit, guys. All right. Looks a little better to me. The X 1.84 is the big solar flare with the proton storm, the polar cap absorption event. It's not even on here. It's in the last 72 hours, not in the last 24 hours. That little M3 was, and currently we're at a C4 baseline. We do have a 35% chance of X flare. Make that 100%. We do have a 74% chance of M-class solar flare. Make that 100%. And the fact that this is not 100%, I guess I'll never understand. All right. This is the proton storm. The proton storm tried to subside here, but for some reason it got caught right on the space weather alert threshold here, which means, well, we're still, or should be still seeing a polar cap absorption event, a proton storm, a solar storm, an S3, I believe, S3. And they're looking at a G4, which we actually are in and have been for 9 hours, a G4. Now, what's so crazy about a G4? Well, it's a major disturbance in Earth's magnetic field, often varying in intensity. Wait until I'll show you all discovering ACE. There's no G4, although something's hitting us. The general public should get properly informed of storm progression by visiting Space Weather Prediction Center? I think not. Visit here if you want proper information. And they want to talk about auroras. No one cares about the radiation pouring down. They want to tell you all that there's a possibility of satellite operations being effective and even our grid and GPS degradation possible. That's actually what they're telling y'all. I wouldn't even trust self-driving space weather prediction centers. Look at this. They moved it from the 11th to the 10th. It happened, yesterday? They have it happening. Have we been impacted? I guess we have. Let's see what Discovering A says, though. And look, I want y'all to quickly see. They have plasma moving up over 45 centimeters cubed up here in green. Solar winds that did surpass 750. They went up over 800. Now, let's think about this. I'm going to pull something up. I'm going to dupe this because I know how this works. I showed y'all this. Do y'all remember when this coronal hole formed when we had the X-flare? This all formed as we had the X-flare. That was about 48 hours ago or 40 hours ago. And we have heavy solar winds right now. What's to say this is the CME hitting and not the winds from the lack of the canopy missing, i.e. the coronal hole, i.e. solar winds? Because a CME or coronal mass ejection is made of plasma. There's 4 types of matter, right? 4 types of matter. Look at that bounce. Bounce from 350, it's going to be over 800 when I show you this. And plasma never went anywhere near 45 centimeters cubed. It's all a shit show. And this was Earth facing. This is supposed to be 3848. And we're going to have to see what this is right now. We will put this in play for you guys. Lots of love out there. What's up, Mike Johnson? I know. My microphone's too fucking good. I should have gotten a cheap one. I could hook up a cheap one so y'all can't hear me. With a lot of noise reduction, I got three of them behind me. What is this? Let's take a look. See, I guess it's gonna be 3850 or 3849, but 3848 is the only one that's perpetuated X-class solar flares. The other one's 3842 and 3844, both pretty much around the limb here, guys. And we're coming out of a polar cap absorption event, as y'all will see. Lots of love out there. Someone buy us a cup of coffee. I like to hear the dinging. Ding-a-ling. We say Lois, Miss Teresa. Isn't that amazing? Look at this polar cap. Now watch it. I watched it earlier today. I couldn't believe how much the alternation got. Let's see if it was back here. It actually, all the way to 35 hertz was reaching. It was incredible. This is what we call a polar cap absorption event. And I believe this is the strongest one we've ever seen with only an X 1.84. Why did I write NOAA and NASA? Why did I ask y'all something's not right here on 20 videos? Because not only did we not have a polar cap absorption event, we didn't even really have a signature from the X-rays from an Earth-facing southern hemisphere that should be worse. An X 9.15 and an X 7.6. I think that was all just fanfare to get Kamala through those 60-minute interviews where she lied and couldn't answer a question. And they had to, we're going to get cut off, they had to pull something out of the rest of the interview and put it in and edit it. Did anyone see why I was thrown off? It's a shit show. Let's go C3, guys. I guess Atlas should swing back around. You can see this is a proton storm. And it's moving so quick, you'll not know what happened, right? They'll make sure of that. So we should have a pretty strong aurora borealis tonight, and I think a lot of people are sending pictures in. We're going to go over all those pictures. If you want to send your picture in, send it into World News Report today with 2 T's at gmail.com, and we'll show your picture as well, and we'll try not to dox you. But if we do, it's not our fault. We'll do our best. Mike Johnson, you got a cool asteroid or something. This is HMI intensogram, 3848. Well, once it gets over to that limb, it's connected to what is called our Parker magnetic connection or geomagnetic connection on the Islet spiral. So, believe it or not, even Earth facing doesn't seem to be as bad as these ones that come off of the geomagnetic connection, travels up the geomagnetic rope to Earth. By rope, I mean connection to the sun that pulls us around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour one time a year. That's a year for us. That's a year for every planet. Pluto, 941 Earth years is 1 year for Pluton. All right, let's see what we got here. We're going to lose this. All right, we got it. All right, I'm going to show you all this. Watch this flare go off. 193 angstroms. It's not moving. The globe's not moving. All right, watch the flare go off and see the hole double in size. Someone hits the camera. Look, it doubled in size. The flare went off here. That was the 1.84, and then something happened. But did y'all, again, you have to watch. Someone hit the camera. When the flare goes off, the coronal hole doubles in size. So are we dealing with a coronal mass ejection, or are we dealing with an X 1.84? It's hard to determine at this point. Same thing at 171 angstroms. We should see the 1.84 here right about now. That's the 2, and then the 1. That must have been the 1. Somehow the camera got hit both times, right? How convenient. Backside of the sun. Go figure. A 002 is all. Why did they pick orange? I will have no idea. They picked very colorful colors here. And 002 is probably groups of sunspots we've dealt with before, along with 004. What happened to 03? Well, I guess I don't know. All right. This is SDO HMI magnetogram image. Look at that. White over black. Plain as daylight, but black over white in the northern hemisphere. Remember, when this sunspot came around, this is going to be 3848, it was opposite. It was a reverse polarity sunspot. I showed it to y'all 20 times. Black over white in the northern hemisphere, which was impossible, right? For some reason, if they're facing Earth, usually everything subsides, but most of the time, at least, they become regular polarity sunspots, right? Black over white, black over white, black over white, southern hemisphere, all looks good. Black over white, coming around the limb, reverse polarity sunspot. Say it. Reverse polarity sunspot. All right, that's the coronal hole that was formed. This was taken today. Let's see if there should be an update on this. There's no update, which really bothers me. So they have not updated this as they always do. this is actually 28 hours old, which should worry everybody looking at this. You know, they have a job to do. Is it Sunday? I mean, I don't know what day it is because I work every day. No, it's not Sunday. First off, there should be crews always working. This is serious business. And with a budget like NASA NOAA gets, there should be no question to have, well, overlapping crews of at least 3. 8 and 8 and 8 equals 24. Should I help them a little bit more? All right. Oh, wow. Look, they took the big blast out. When I pull this up, guys, it had the big blast in it. This is absolutely laughable. So, good thing for you guys. We have nothing to worry about. Henceforth, they took the big coronal mass ejection on the 11th out. So, y'all should probably just all go to sleep, right? I'm not quite sure what the game is and what they're trying to do to people's minds. I do know it's a psych-op game of some sort, and I won't be drawn into it, but also I don't want you guys to be drawn into it as well. So that's most important. Most important. It's much easier to be drawn into it than it is to laugh at it. All right. That's today. Look, is that the 11th? So they have the big, gosh, they've got it coming in at 85, 90 centimeters cubed. All that's been erased from NASA's Goddard Isle spiral. All that's been erased from NOAA's spiral. And they say we're getting hit right now. Well, how the hell are we getting hit right now? I think these people are fucking liars, if you want the truth. If you want the real truth, because I'm about to show y'all the real truth. I didn't do this, but I should have. Golly. I don't know how I didn't do this. Go screw yourselves. Let me show y'all what they're calling a severe. They hate me. They hate me. I love it because they hate me. Let me show y'all what they're calling the most severe geomagnetic storm that we've ever seen. So that should be made of plasma, right? Y'all know that. Y'all know that. A coronal hole sends solar winds out. I did videos on the definitions. Look, it's going to be 21. I've already been there from here. 21.22, that's the height. 21.22. Yes, centimeters cubed in density. That maybe should be a G1 geomagnetic storm. See how the shields are down until it hits that high? The shields are totally down. This is not crossing over. There's no storm here. Are they lying to us again? Now, again, I said this earlier. This could be, look, the coronal hole that's Earth facing that jumped from 295 to 802. Yes. But the shields didn't go up, did they? Not until the plasma went up, right? So that would have been from the coronal hole. But look at the temperature. The temperature went up with solar winds and plasma. And we all know solar winds and plasma should run, well, opposite. If plasma is heavy, it should push down solar winds. If solar winds are heavy, it should push down plasma. Temperature should always run with plasma. And it's not. It's running with solar winds. You can see that right here. So was this just a coronal hole opening with solar winds? And are we still waiting on the impact? If so, that means we have zero shields whatsoever. We've got a KP9 severe geomagnetic storm. off of a coronal hole and coronal hole winds? Because that's what I'm seeing here. That's what the data points to. I don't make my own decisions about anything. Look at the plasma, 0.10. Look at the solar winds. Spike up. 817. That would be that coronal hole that I showed y'all was formed about 40 hours ago, which would be perfect timing. 817 kilometers per meter cubed would be, well, millions of miles per hour, 93 million miles away. So, to me, this looks like a coronal hole stream. We'll call it a sear. Coronal hole stream, not any kind of impact from a coronal mass ejection. Now, if this is just the coronal mass impact from the solar winds, and we get hit by a CME now with 60 centimeters cubed that's supposed to hit tomorrow, your lights are out. Your lights are completely out. Okay? Period. I don't mean for 1 or 2 days either. I showed y'all a map. The ground is electrocuted earlier today, if you haven't seen the video. And again, I believe that this might be just the coronal hole. And how many times am I wrong? About 0. I don't mean to be a jackass about it, but the possibilities that this is the CME impact are 0. And I do believe this might be a real CME, because the 9.15 and the 7.6 X flares created, and I shoved it up NASA and NOAA's ass immediately, created no polar cap absorption event, no solar storm, no proton event, not even moved the electrons, period. It's pretty sad when you got their number, isn't it? Pretty sad. All right. It's always sad. I feel bad for everybody. You see that the ESA is really telling it like it is. Look, they're looking for 90 centimeters cubed, which I was looking for as well. Earth is the blue dot here. Direct freaking hit, man. Direct freaking hit. Look at solar winds. We're up at, right now, 800 kilometers per second. Solar winds, they guesstimated this might rise to 600. Yes, if you're only modeling the CME or coronal mass ejection, if you start to model the coronal hole that was formed during that ejection, which I've shown many times, then you get into something totally different. Now we do have some pictures coming in from the crew. It's a pretty one. I'm not going to say these are impressive in my eyes, but we'll keep going. Oh, it's my daughter turning her assignment. This one's pretty impressive. I'm not sure who sent it. I guess it doesn't really matter. There's no sadness, Mike. You should replace that with truth. And hey, if you can't handle the truth, this is the wrong channel for you. Go listen to Dabu 7. He can barely figure out what he's doing after being on for 16 years. Go listen to Rex. Go listen to Bigley. Go listen to anyone else. I don't care. I don't care. What I do is I provide one thing for you guys. One thing only. I don't provide y'all anything but the truth. That is my job here, right? That is my job here. Well, Amy G, I didn't say we wouldn't have power. Did I not? I showed y'all, if you watch all my videos, which obviously you don't, we're only 1/4 of the intensity of electricity in the ground. Go back and look at my videos today. I used a node model and showed you how high the electricity was, especially in the Central Plains. People ask me, can I walk barefoot? I don't know. Right? I was just showing y'all how many volts were running through your feet. It might be great for you. But remember, you're an electrical being. Every time you move your hand, I move this mouse, there's electrical signals that go to my tendons and my muscles to move that. And when I remember my name, when I remember how to piss and eat, those are all stored electrically in my brain. We're electrical beings, period. And if you get a reboot or a huge electrical storm, same as a reboot, you might want to watch my UFO and me kind of going a little bit further than Elon's simple mind will take him. If you think Elon's a genius, well, you'd be wrong. He's just a slush fund. All right, another one, very beautiful. Now, red is not aurora borealis. These could be light pillars or sprites. And there is one other name, but they're not aurora borealis. Aurora borealis are going to be blue and green, and all this is heavy radiation. The heavier red it is, the more dangerous it is. Everyone going out to look at the lights and play in the radiation, hey, that's on you guys. That's on you guys. It's my daughter's stuff. All right, let me kill this and open up their pictures real quick. I don't want to dox anybody if I can help it. And display off, transition team. I'm going to open up all these coming in from around the globe. And no, she has some pretty ones, guys. Trying to get everyone's stuff open up, guys. Give me one moment. Try not to leave anyone. Now, I'm going to show everyone stuff, but I'm not going to give individual credit to everyone. We just don't have time because these all came in very late. Aries bloodstream, no attachment, nothing. Good job. And Dan Gaines, it looks like yours is working out. All right, go back. Go back. Put us back on. Split on. Transition on. All right. We'll start here. I think this might be from Teresa. I'm not quite sure. But someone sent this in. Not that intense compared to what we're about to see, guys. Let's make sure everyone can see. Grab this one, I guess. Wow. These people suck. Alright. Give me a thumbs up. Yes, it is. You can see it. I can't even see if you guys can see it. I've always wondered, Teresa, why you have this tip. You had it on the sun as well. Very strange stuff. And this one's from, well, I'm not going to say who they're from. I apologize if you don't want it. You can take credit for it. You can see subcolor, but we've got some really incredible pictures tonight. Look at this one. This one's really incredible here, guys. You can see, I'm not quite sure what these are. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But I see some formations. I wanted to question you guys. They're not birds. 1, 2, 3. Looks like a triangle here. Could be a perfect triangle. A third one here. Something here. And more here. Y'all see that? Or is it just me? More down here. Etc. Now, someone sent this beautiful picture in too. And I don't want to dox anyone, so I'm not going to go through your emails so everybody bothers you all night long. Is that right, Dan? I saw Dan. Some of these are from you, Dan, or the last one down here is from you. Very last one. This one was the coolest one that I've seen, guys. And whoever sent this one in sent some really cool ones in. I thought this was the coolest picture with the trees, the aurora borealis, and everything behind it. Super duper pic. Had to show this one. And I'm not quite sure. If anyone wants to take credit, please do. You deserve it. Awesome picture. I know you sent 4 or 5 in. We're just doing one picture. So we had 12 people send them in. But this is absolutely beautiful. And is that Comet Atlas? I don't know. But I see something down here as well. Oh, we might be able to see them all. We can. Look how beautiful these pictures are, guys. We've got a professional on our hands here. Definitely a professional on our hands. I guess the one I picked up is probably the best one, right? This is another absolutely beautiful one. We've got the pillars of light here, of the sprites. And below that, we have the aurora borealis. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful stuff. Pardon me. This is actually another picture, and these are sprites, I believe, or heavier radiation comes in red. Remember, when y'all are all having fun, if there's no solar storm and you're just flying in a plane 7 miles at 35,000 feet above sea level, you're getting 80 times the radiation you would be if you were at sea level. Even inside that fancy cabin, right? Even inside that fancy cabin, you can see how many I've downloaded for you guys. And we're going to show one more. And hopefully Miss Teresa is going to read something for us beautiful tonight. Well, Dan, I think this is Dan's right here. I think it's going to get worse, Dan. I really, really do. I wish you could tell me, Dan, I think this is yours. What direction? Are you facing north? I keep looking for the north star to guide me. Right, but everyone has to understand this is radiation, not good for the planet. Now, with that said, we're going to actually Can't see. I couldn't see them from. Hey, Stove. Awesome sauce. Stove, how are you, sir? Great to see you. We're going to have Miss Teresa read something out of the Bible here. And hey, today really was supposed to be the start of tribulations. It's just my timeline. It's not anything biblical. But the start of tribulations started today. So we have 3.5 years of hell before we're saved. So the Antichrist should come into power very soon. Come on! Excuse me. I think I coughed. Or DJT. I'm not quite sure which way this is going to go. But the timeline is perfect. It's never been wrong. It's never been off. It shows you before it occurs what's going to happen. What do we have? 26 days before the election? This is all going, it's biblical. It's biblical. James Kaufman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with?
Don't you get choked up now?
Oh, you heard me cough.
Hi, it's Teresa.
I'm getting, I've got so many damn microphones on this desk.
You better plug your phone in.
I charged it just for you. It's 3/4. So I've been doing with Dan. Hey, I'm so glad to hear that Dan, his neighbors did not make it great, but
All my family's good too. I talked with them all.
wow. And they were down there in Sarasota, weren't they?
Yeah, raised in Tampa, and he did not leave his home.
And nothing happened to him?
Nope, all good.
We have to, at that point, everyone that's called me too, I have 3 friends in Tampa, 1 in Orlando. Dan called us live. We have to wonder if what we're seeing is, Memorex at some level. Because we know the X 9.15 and the X 7.6, those were fake flares. Do y'all agree? Teresa, what do you think? I shoved it down nose and NASA's butt.
I think what you reported was spot on.
Well, and you're just afraid to, not afraid, but you're just too much of a lady to call a spade at some level, right?
I said I didn't get poked. I did not get poked. So
Oh, you're right. And you know what? When there is a real X flare, she did call me on the 1.84 and said, James, are you late on something? I'm like, huh? And she actually did tell me she couldn't sense the 915 and I knew they were fake because even if they're on the backside and they're nothing, what do we get? We get a proton storm, we get a solar storm, we get a geomagnetic storm, and we get a polar cap absorption event, even if they're facing the other side every single time. So I think that was put in place, just so you guys know, to get your minds off of North Carolina, which my mind, never leave it. Remember, Obama and Kamala Harris's husband are 2 of the biggest investors in that mining company, Able, whatever it's called, right? And if y'all think this is happenstance, y'all haven't been paying attention at all.
both of my sisters get severe migraines. I don't get any of that. They both do. They both are debilitating migraines for both of them.
Now you mean with the solar stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people tell me that, and for me, if a real solar storm hits or a real flare, I just can't get up. I can't wake up. I can't get going, etc. Right?
And then many other people say it energizes them.
Yeah.
So it affects everybody differently. It's interesting.
Well, it's supposed to, when you look up the medical part of it, increase angerness, increase heart rates, increase...
Did you read that new study that came out today about the blood types and strokes?
No, ma'am.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. I thought it was very interesting. So O is the best blood type to have because you're less susceptible to strokes. A and AB and the B and all of them are pretty high.
Well, I'll have to check my blood type. Most people don't even know their blood type.
You don't?
I've been through so many emergency surgeries. I know it's on file from regularly dirt bike wrecks. So
that's interesting.
I know it's on file, but you know, it was all about rehab and getting back on the dirt bike to me.
Oh, the blood bank calls, once a month. When are you coming?
Are you O?
I am O negative.
So O negative, I believe, can be put in anybody.
I am a universal donor.
Exactly. I want to teach everyone else that because most people don't know that. So with that same thing, I think I'm O2, but you know what? I was more worried about getting back on that bike and breaking another bone than I was worried about the surgery. I was fearful of dying at the time. Luckily, now I have no fear. So at least
That was my first patient. If you remember, oh no, you don't probably because it was in the 70s. But full body cast for motorcycle accidents.
I've seen one.
Amazing.
I've seen one. I have. So I had my pelvis broken in half, and they talked about putting me in a full body cast, and instead I just was bedridden for 6 weeks while my pelvis that was cracked in half healed. And that's right when they quit doing the full. I got so lucky, guys. And luckily, it hurt so damn much that I didn't move for 6 weeks. And I was in such good shape when it happened that my body didn't deteriorate enough so that I was able to recover. So I had a fracture through the front of my pelvis in half through a motorcycle accident. And so I know what you mean. They actually discussed that for me, and they decided to go with the new technique. Me and Miss Teresa, she might have a year or two on me, but I'm old, an old soul as well. Thank God.
Open your Bible to John.
All right. Aren't you glad that Dan is okay? John, we've got 3 in 1.
I am. John, verse 10. Chapter 10. John 10.
Okay. This is a big one. There's lots of YouTube channels that have done this one, I see. All right. The Good Shepherd and his sheep.
I tell you the truth in red, the man who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The man who enters the gate is the shepherd of his sheep. The watchman opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name, and he leads them out. When he has brought out all of his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. Jesus used this figure of speech but they did not understand what he was telling them. Therefore, Jesus said again, I tell you the truth, I am the gate for the sheep. All who ever come before me were thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. He will come in and go out, and he will find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the fullest. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd who owns the sheep. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and he runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and he scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and he cares nothing for his sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that are not of this sheep pen. I must bring them also. They too will listen to my voice, and there shall be one flock, one shepherd. The reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life only to take it up again. No one takes it up from me, but I lay it down on my own accord. I have authority to lay it down, and I have authority to take it up again. This command I received from my Father. At these words, the Jews were again divided. Many of them said, He is demon-possessed and raving mad. Why listen to him? But others said, These are not the sayings of a man possessed by a demon. Can a demon open the eyes of the blind? Then came the feast of dedication at Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was in the temple area walking with Solomon's colonnade. The Jews gathered around him, saying, How long will you keep us in this surprise? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly. Jesus answered them, I did tell you, but you do not believe. The miracles I do in my Father's name speak for me. But you do not believe because you are not my sheep. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can snatch them out of my hands. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all. No one can snatch them out of my Father's hands. I and the Father are one. Again, the Jews picked up stones to stone him, but Jesus said to them, I have shown you many great miracles from the Father. For which of those do you stone me? We are not stoning you for any of these, replied the Jews, but for blasphemy, because you, a mere man, claim to be God. Jesus answered them, It is not written in your law, I have said you are gods. If he called them gods, to whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken, what about the one whom the Father set apart as his very own and set into the world? Why then do you accuse me of blasphemy? Because I said I am God's Son. Do not believe me unless I do what my Father does. But if I do it, even though you do not believe me, believe the miracles, that you may not know or understand that the Father is in me and I in the Father. Again, they tried to seize him, but he escaped their grasp. Then Jesus went back across the Jordan to the place where John had been baptizing in the early days. Here he stayed, and many people came to him. They said, though John never performed a miraculous sign, all that John said about this man was true. And in that place, many believed in Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
And here I am. My answer to waking up to I am.
So, I didn't understand the last part.
Remember last night I said I woke up saying I am?
Yes, ma'am, I do remember that.
And here it is.
Show me what quatrain?
We just read it right at the last, so 38, 38, 37.
But if I do them, even though you do not believe me, believe the works, that you may know and understand that the Father is in me, and I in the Father. Again, they tried to seize him, but he escaped their grasps. Am I wrong?
Perfect. It's so wonderful. How beautiful. Thank you.
So, you know what, guys? What we've got here is, it's almost, what mathematics, I'm like a math guy. It tells you that everything has already happened. Everything happens at one time. And that's the reason people could actually write something like this down thousands of years ago. Because everything happens at one time. It has to do with frequency and vibration as to what time you, I don't want to say believe you're in, because it's actually the time you're in, what time you perceive yourself in, if that makes any sense, okay? And that's why I made everyone look stupid and a lot of people threw me off on the Schumann resonance, because I showed y'all the only reason the Schumann resonance has risen so high is because we're losing our atmosphere, and it's bouncing off lower levels of our D region atmosphere. And everyone thought that they were spiritually, rising, if you will. And that wasn't ascending. That was not the case, and I got kicked out of so many groups. All I did was actually show and then prove. And I proved that when our shields are up by the space weather, I got lucky enough to learn space weather and the Schumann resonance, right? And then once I figured out what was really happening, once I typed it in, there was 10,000 people before me that had already figured it out. It's not like I'm the first or the last. But these other people, they're actually hiding out in what's called ascension, right? I believe them to be hiding out. Like Red, if you're listening, you're hiding out. That's why you won't let me back in your group. Your group is dependent on lies. And it's sad. It's sad to watch this. It is. And the Schumann resonance has nothing to do with ascension. Although you're so right, vibration and frequency have everything to do with ascension. We call that M theory, string theory, superstring theory, theory of all. So, y'all are trying to combine two things that aren't alike into one thing, because I think y'all are seeking, right? Seeking, and you know what y'all are seeking is Jesus. And I don't want to push that down your throats. That's one of the reasons I've not said that until now, is because I didn't want to push it down your damn throats. But it's time I do it. All the people that think they're ascending into 5G because of the spikes in the Schumann, I think I pretty much showed y'all that it's the pole flip, it's the decreasing atmosphere, it's the E and F region of the atmosphere going away, because it always lines up to the atmosphere, right? When I show it up or down. And each year, the Schumann resonance gets stronger and stronger, and it always will until the pole flip is complete, and then it'll start to die off again. What that means is, and hey, I get this from someone so much smarter than me, there won't be any atmosphere on Earth when the poles meet in Indonesia. This is the truth. And there'll be 1,000 mile per hour winds around the whole globe. And yes, 1% of people will survive. Absolutely, they always have. And if y'all watch my space weather, y'all think Elon's a genius? He's no genius. He's a CIA, I hate to say this, MI6 asset. I can prove it to y'all. I can prove it. Both of his parents were sent to South Africa for the give back of the colonization, right? And
he's Trump's twin. He's Artemis.
Well, so at least you know. But you're the only one that seems to believe me. I've always known. You know, if I go to sleep, I'm almost scared to go to sleep anymore, guys. Because I learned so much last night.
We're only human. We have to rest our bodies.
Well,
and there's nothing to fear.
A guy or somebody inflicts me with so much knowledge when I go to sleep. I've woke up sweating every single night with memories of why I'm sweating for at least 3 or 4 weeks now. And I've taught y'all for how many years that Elon was not your savior? How many years? Because
almost 4, dear.
Yes, ma'am. Almost 4. You're absolutely right. And then I taught y'all that Trump was not your savior for how many years, ma'am?
Almost 4.
Right. And then I taught y'all Jesus was your savior for how many years now?
Always and forever.
I wanted the Jesus 2024 hats, and guess what? YouTube told me I could not sell those as part of my merch. I mean, how can you even do that? How can you? I don't understand it. Right?
I think he wants us to tell our stories. You know? Tell your story. Tell your miracles. Tell your experiences. Tell your story. And you do that with us every night. And it's beautiful because it's truth.
It's the best truth I've got. Although, I won't lie to y'all. Today was the first day I didn't wake up with a soaking wet. I remember everything. It's like I don't even sleep anymore. And y'all are part of this, believe it or not. These people here like Donna and Miss Teresa and Miss Tiffany and Mike Johnson and Stoffel.
George, we just looked at the pictures. They're beautiful, honey.
We looked at them. Yep, we did.
Mike, I think he did kick their butts.
What do you mean?
Mike said, did JC kick their butts? I said, yeah, I think he did. You know, where it said he got out of their grasp.
Right, and I am trying to get out. I don't think I'm in the grasp, but I want to bring everyone with me, right? Teresa is helping everyone, and even me. At some level, I won't lie to you guys, I'm a little bit afraid to go to sleep because of, and it's not a fear. It's not a fear. I actually kind of look forward to learning.
It's blessed assurance.
But for me, it's another chore. It's not rest like you guys get, right? It's another, well, I guess Jesus decides on what he's going to do with you while you're asleep. And everything I tell y'all, it always turns out to be true. Y'all don't know this, but I did a video. I thought it was up on Monday night, going into Sunday. I thought it was up. Let me prove it to y'all. I like to prove things. So I thought I posted it, and I said the markets are going to crash tomorrow. And I'm going to show y'all real quick. Let me see if I can find it.
100%, George. 100%, buddy.
I guess I don't have to prove it, is what I hear. But I did a video, and I thought I'd posted it. And I woke up looking for how many views it got because I knew I was right. And then I typed in the markets crashed on Monday. And of course, they crashed on Monday. And I only knew this, because everything's falling in place. Now, I'm going to do a poll before Miss Teresa leaves. One poll. I need to know how y'all think, or what y'all think, because we can manifest anything we want to, okay? Give me 1 second, please. We love you. It's early for you.
No, I'm one of the energized ones.
Right.
When people get sleepy, I get more energy. Like I could clean the whole house right now.
When you say things, I type them in. It's so weird.
Everything always works opposite for me. It's like, it's not the same as my sisters. My sisters have just terrible pain, and I have none.
Well, me and Miss Teresa, we both have the same problem. I have everyone in my family, not my immediate family, but all the way around me, they believe that Kamala is such a great choice. And tell them, Miss Teresa, so does Miss Teresa's. I'm not going to speak for you, speak.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
So I've got a huge part of my family that are voting for Kamala Harris, and I can't figure out why.
Oh, I have the same.
That's what I said. That's what we have in common. But then I found out when I said that to someone else, told them, me and you, they said, gosh, me too. Me too.
Yeah, and I think it's all of us.
Well, why?
It is all of us.
Why would these people?
Everyone has experienced the same thing. But how many times you call somebody and say, "What are you doing?" I'm, making my bed. What are you doing? I'm making my bed. Just using that as an example. Everybody's doing the same thing. No, it's all the same.
Me and Teresa talked, and I kind of came out from a hole a little bit. I said, I feel so bad that I've got 20 family members that are going to vote for Kamala Harris, and when I ask them why, they won't give me an answer. They call me names and basically hide their... And not that I'm a Trump fan. You guys know that if you watch my videos. But, I mean, A or B, right? A or B. And then...
Oh, you know what? Last night, I meant to tell you, when you said Jacob, do you remember asking me about Jacob last night? And Jacob is Israel.
Okay. Why do people call themselves... The guy that came to my house, stole all my software... He started a channel, and the Lord never would let him get monetized. After 4 years, still not monetized. Jacob from Ephraim.
There you go.
I was so nice to him. I woke up, he had stole all my software and stole my shit and gone. And then he started a channel, and I found it. Jacob from Ephraim. I don't really hope you burn in hell, but I hope I'm there to say something good for you. And
you already saw what happens when you lie, cheat, steal. It was clear to you.
Well, I believe it or not,
so you were a witness to that.
I was so good. Took him to dinner. Just thought he was visiting. I had no idea. I always only see the good in people, right? 4 years later, still not monetized. I can get another channel monetized in 2 weeks maximum. It's not because I'm something special. It's because God wants.
I've done it several times.
Yes, man. I have a lot of skill sets that other people don't have, but also God wants my voice heard. So for me to get rid of this channel for another one would be no big deal. Because God will always bring my voice to the people that need to hear it. And if I have only 10 people listening, it makes no difference.
But every one of the 10 people brings 10 people, and before long, you're right back where you were.
Exactly. And Miss Teresa knows what I'm speaking of. But I know everyone, the reason I want Trump to win this is because I think he's more accountable. Not because I don't think he's complicit, and not because I don't think that it's a uni party, and not because I question why he hired Bill Barr, his AG, after Donald Barr and Epstein, and not because I question why he funded $2.6 trillion in 5G, and not because I question why he named his penthouse on the HUD 666 in a 58-story building, and not because, and again, I can do this for 7 hours, okay? Because
to ask you, how is your friend Joe?
Actually, perfect. He actually listened and made it and told me the procedure today, and it was...
Praise God. Thank you for hearing our prayer.
Right. It was to look for cancer, obviously. I didn't know that. I won't lie to y'all. People don't like to tell you their woes, right?
Well, who wants to say they think I got cancer, I'm having a biopsy? No one wants to say that.
Well, it was an internal biopsy, too, which is more than like a skin graft, right? And then... I think the doctors have seen this shit so many times that they told him it all looked pretty good. So, of course, it takes a while for it takes a while for the stuff to get back, but they know what it looks like, right?
Did you see that they're running out of medical supplies because of the company that produces the medical supplies and IV fluids and all of that was wiped out in North Carolina?
No, ma'am. I knew that the drugs were running thin because of the ports. But we gave them a 67% raise, and they're on 140% pensions. These people are making $250,000 for working at the docks, working like 6 hours a day. I think I'm going to quit my job, throw my license in, and become a dock worker.
Are the truckers going on strike now?
I mean, after watching this, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? I mean, this was a catastrophe, right? The truckers are all good. Most of them are vets. Most of them are good old Americans. I will say Jerome has not been with us. He's called me every day, left 100 messages. He's bringing every resource he can get. He's got 3 trailers he's towing. He was in Tennessee. I'm not lying to y'all. Bringing tents and sleeping bags to people. What he wants to do and what he thinks is necessary, right? So that's it.
He has to go where he's called, and he feels he's called there to do that, and we pray for him.
He said he had over 100 tents and 200 sleeping bags. He showed. I got pictures of the.
Oh, I believe he won't lie to you.
Oh, I don't. I know he won't lie to me. And he said that a church helped him out, and he can't believe that the churches aren't helping everyone out And the church knew that Jerome would actually drive down there and give these people. Now, no one wants a tent or a sleeping bag, but it's better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. Remember, I've been there. Everyone's like, oh, James a millionaire. Yeah, because I fought for it. But you know what? Remember, I slept in my car for 2 months under a bridge to get into college. And I guess it's my own fault at some level. I'm not going to say what my dad caught me doing, but most of y'all already know. I was up to no good, but I was learning business in my own way. Right? Nowadays, y'all think no big deal. But back in our time, I guess it was a bigger deal. So I want to thank Miss Teresa.
You're very welcome. I'm sending much love to everyone. Good night.
God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. I'm hoping George wants to call in and tell us his stories as well. George had President Trump come in. I did not know this, into Scranton yesterday. Not the Butler situation, but right down by the Armory, right? George actually got to see Zelensky sign those bombs with the governor, Shapiro, the Jew. James Kaufman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with?
You are speaking with George Coggins, and you have permission to take me live, good sir.
Hey, God bless you, sir. Hey, so you were right there, and we figured out together when Zelensky and Shapiro were signing those bombs to Russia with love, right? Or whatever they signed them.
Yeah.
That was sick. That was a sick.
It was really weird. It was later that day, the same day that Zelensky was visiting there, later that day, small fire broke out at the plant.
Is that right?
Yeah, one of the machines caught on fire. It wasn't anything major or whatnot, but it definitely, something caught on fire there later that day. It was in the news.
So how's it going up there in Scranton? I heard Philly was going red. That would be impossible.
What's that?
Philly, they say it's going red. I want y'all to first look. See this red glow around Jupiter and Uranus? That's only happened a few more times. That means Earth is grabbing a connection. And that means the earthquakes will intensify. I've shown y'all that before. See Jupiter and Uranus here? See how they're starting to glow in red, and Saturn never glowed this time, Venus never glowed this time. This time, they're glowing again. I can't move it forward, but what that is a geomagnetic connection to Earth. That means when Earth moves into this and the moon moves behind, we'll have about 2 weeks of huge solar flares. Just like
electric universe, just like that comet pulled a solar flare seemingly out of the sun a day or two ago.
Exactly, sir.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. So how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty well, James. Pretty well indeed.
He's George. Me and George talk every day. Okay. Well, we're good friends, and he's always
Not every day, but often.
often. And we're not dating or anything, but we talk often.
Not recently.
Not recently. We talk often.
Yeah.
At least, so we both know that we're still on the same page, right?
Well, my big question lately is 2 giant solar flares, no particle storm, no electron fluctuations or whatever, and then we get this, X2, and next thing you know, I'm outside, and the sky's turning red, and I'm like, wow, that means it's deep particle penetration,
George, do you watch my videos? Why do you think that NASA no one won't talk to me anymore?
I have no doubt.
I called it before before we were even supposed to get struck. I knew what was happening. Y'all want to go see? Everyone knows it already here. I call this out, guys. Let me just show you. I've got to. I'm not impressed with myself.
I would say the Wizzle, I agree on that one.
Any moron could have figured this deal out, right? Hey, what do y'all think about my theory about the aliens? Not Elon's, because he's part of the slush fund. If you listen to it, it's mostly my theory. Now, if we...
I missed that, so I can't really speak on it.
Oh, you need to. Serious questions to NASA and NOAA. I stuck that 15 minutes up their butt. Wait, there's more. There's more, believe it or not. This is all in the last...
waste of time for anyone.
Right?
Serious questions for NASA.
Wait.
That right there is comedy.
Wait, look at this one. This is the one that came out the day of the storm that I just couldn't figure out. I mean, I must be dumb or something, right? Or maybe I'm smarter than everybody else. One of the two. See if I can get this up. Serious questions about these solar storms and these CMEs. That was the day they came out. These are NASA's. These are NOAA's 1, 2, 3s, not mine. Those are theirs. And I busted them before one happened. Before one didn't happen, excuse me. Right?
I'm just taking everything that's part of our current worldly systems and threw it under the bus, and I'm just waiting for things to play out at this point, because none of it, I don't trust any of it at all anymore, and there's so much going on. I just want to see what happens when, things happen.
I understand that. We're going to check earthquakes real quick. Nothing huge, guys. We'll check for another solar flare. I'm guessing nothing huge. This is a real solar flare, G4, but it's only, like George said, X 1.8. Now, what happened to the 9.15 and the 7.6 X flares?
Yeah.
Directly Earth facing. That's why Noah won't let me talk to him anymore. Wow.
I know. They mentioned earlier that this could potentially even get to a G5 just because there was some sort of crack in the magnetosphere. And based on the red colors I was seeing in the sky earlier, that told me, there's definitely something going on there, because red means deep penetration. So
the red is the most dangerous radiation levels. Everyone thinks is wonderful. They call it all kind of shit. Actually, in the last 2 years, they've made up new names. And if you go back, we're already at, look at this, George, KP9. There's no KP higher, so that has to be a G5 right there, right?
That makes sense there, yeah.
Right there, you see it? And then even estimated planetary, that would be a KP5 as well, because it's a 8.67 is what that is.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's no further way. That's why I showed y'all the radiation and electricity in the ground. Did y'all see that earlier? My video? I gave y'all the...
I don't feel wiped out like I typically would in one of these storms. I'm actually feeling good tonight.
It didn't touch you. It didn't touch me either. We actually got to watch it, and we'll go ahead and just steal... I'm going to steal the deal. I won't show you all the video. Y'all can go back and see the video, but we'll steal the video so we can see it's heavy electrical currents. Now, I'll go down here to get the actual... here's the 1 minute model, and I'm going to copy this out. I'm going to share it with you guys because I love you all. Then I'm going to put it in here. And this is 1 minute real time, and so where George is at, look, it's blue, and this was all red. If you see my last model, and I'll show it to you guys, so y'all get a little bit piece of the fact.
Yeah, I'm like the dark blue, like the most, I'm like negative charge here. It's all cool. It's probably insulated.
Well, it's definitely not dangerous where you're at. You can see it. It never was supposed to be. Look, even on this, this is my original map when it was the worst.
Okay.
Can y'all see this? It says and I know it's not good resolution, guys. I'm using lots of programs. We're a program. Look at George up here in light blue. James down here, not even in light blue. I mean, I'm nothing, no radiation.
Yeah.
But these people, especially North Dakota, Michigan, I'm glad my boy left. Down here in Illinois, these people are dealing, and then all the way down here in, I guess, is that Arkansas and Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. See the red spots?
Yeah.
I didn't make this up. I took this from a brand new model, and look, it's subsided now. This is the brand new 3D, and it's.
Here's my question: is what is the mineral and metal content of those areas, and is there areas that are copper rich or other very conductive metals in those areas?
I don't know if it's you that put that in the deal, but that was the best question I've seen all day long. Because look at this. This runs right up and down on the right side of the screen. The most mineral-rich areas through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, into and then I just don't know enough about Canada to call that out. But I think you're onto something.
I know around the Great Lakes region, especially in Michigan, there's a lot of copper deposits.
Right, and Michigan's here, but this is not the original chart when it hit. This is a real-time chart, and we'll put it in motion. I will update this and put it in motion. So, although we still are in a KP 8.67 severe geomagnetic storm, they came up with all sorts of reasons that it shouldn't affect anyone. When we've always believed
I'm going out to get recharged by it right now.
Oh!
I gotta see if the sky still looks all.
I want you. We're gonna go slow. Look at this, and let's get a time period here. See the purple here? I want you to see this. This is 10:11 tonight. 10:11 at 2:05. That's gonna be 9:05 tonight. Look at the purple here. I want y'all to look at the scale here. Purple's off the charts. So nothing's going well for people in Michigan or the central. Gosh, look at that. Purple's over 1,000 volts. Now, they say that's in the soil, topsoil, and rocks. Now, I don't know. Everyone says, go out and get grounded. Do you really want to go out? And isn't it weird how New York City, or I guess over here, is also off the charts? I'm moving it slow so everyone can see this. And watch, there's actually, we're getting time up here on the right, guys. 10:11. 2:30 would be 9:30 tonight. It's amazing in a few hours how much this changes in 2 hours, right? So that's the amazing part. A lot of radiation, it's almost subsided pretty much. So I think we're in the clear. I love to have this new map in my repertoire. But look, all of a sudden, for no reason, and we're still in a severe KP, 867, something bullshit like that.
Something like that.
Remember, George, the plasma is only 21 centimeters cubed. And I know, George, you've been around long enough to know that a coronal mass ejection is plasma. It's not solar winds, right?
Right.
A coronal mass ejection is caused by three things, really. We'll start out with a solar flare eruption. We'll go to a filament eruption, both CMEs, and then what's called a CIR, C-I-R, which are intertwangled plasma and solar winds. But I'm going to bring us to the Discover satellite, and we're going to see. and we pretty much, well, it's back and forth, right? It's back and forth, but you've been kind of much in the clear. It's weird how the central plains have not been. It really is.
Like I said, it really makes me wonder about what the mineral and metallic content of the geological, area out there is.
And hey, I believe that might have a huge deal to do with it, believe it or not. But it's just, I already told everyone, George is the smartest disenfranchised motherfucker I ever met. So, and he knows that's not a cut, right? That's not a cut. What I want to show you guys is my top that I could find is 21.61. And we did a 23. And why would it go back down to almost zero? Look, under 1. And then our top is about 15, I think, 12.78. So two plasmas that measure 21 and 23 brought us in the most severe solar storm ever? Or is it the coronal hole that caused coronal winds and maybe the CME has not hit yet? If so, run and hide. Run and hide. Because watch down here, watch the winds ramp up from 409 to 806, doubled. Yes, the problem is really the shields don't go up. Now the temperature does rise with the solar winds. I would say that's because of the Earth-facing coronal hole. I would only say that because that's what NASA and NOAA has taught us forever, right?
Well, I will say on a subjective level too, earlier today, whenever I was out in the sun, it was scorching hot, but as soon as the clouds came, it was freezing. Not freezing, but you know what I mean.
So what does that tell us?
That tells me that when solar flares are going off, the sun gets a lot hotter, and it is what it is. I don't know.
Well, I hear that.
It definitely feels like the actual, discernible difference on days where there's solar flares coming in.
Final thoughts, George, for the evening?
Final thoughts for the evening. I would say get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and the word Satan means adversary, so every time you find yourself being adversarial, the devil's taking hold, and just, acknowledge it and nip it in the bud and stop it right then and there, and that's about the long and the short of it.
Now, I want you to teach everyone what you taught me the other day about seeing a controversy in front of you and how to handle it, because I was more than impressed. Do you remember that?
In the parking lot?
Yes.
Brought that out? Yeah, there was I was coming out of the grocery store, and at the end of the parking lot, there was a bunch of construction workers and some lady screaming back and forth at each other, and people are stopping and looking, and something just overcame me, and I walked over there, and in a loud voice, I'm like, everybody, this is for both of you. And I said, the word Satan originally translates as adversary, so when, you find yourself becoming adversarial, like you are right now, you're letting the devil take hold. Don't do that. And everybody stopped. The lady calmed down, put her head down. The guy that was working construction looked at me with a big smile, gave me a thumbs up, and said, yeah, man, God bless. And the whole thing kind of diffused.
And so I still remember that. What, a week later, that's on my mind, right?
Yeah, probably like 2 weeks now.
Well, it seems like today for me. And he's continuing to do the same thing. I want y'all to real quick I want y'all to watch this coronal hole and why I think this might not be the CME hit. It shouldn't have ever got here this fast. Watch the coronal hole. Well, let me hit it back. When this hits, just watch. See how small the coronal hole is? There's the flare, and then look what happens. The whole coronal hair, well, they hit the camera in the studio, but the whole coronal hole forms around 38, 48. And watch that one last time before we go, guys, but this would not have been Earth of, look, there it goes. And now we're getting hit by extremely fast solar winds, which come from what? A coronal hole. And I can actually, all you gotta do is do this. Anyone that doesn't believe that I'm feeding you all the right crap, all you gotta do is go down to coronal holes, and then they'll show you what they are, and they actually tell y'all right here. I've done this video for y'all. I read all this out for y'all. They create solar winds. And what does a solar flare or filament eruption do? It creates a plasma eruption, right? So it's weird for me to see the solar winds at 880, plasma at 21, and we're in a G5. Is it a G5, I guess? G4, G5, KP9.
Bordering on G5 at the least.
At the least. So, and if y'all read this, and I'll leave that for y'all too, right? I'm not going to read it again. I already did the report. But I want y'all to realize that it's not like when I say something, I'm not lying. It's kind of like when I say something, it's what they've taught me. Now, I don't know if they're lying or not. I have no idea. My heart tells me they're definitely lying. But
everything I say is a lie.
Sir? Everything what?
Everything I say is a lie.
Not you. I'm just saying.
Maybe that's a lie.
You know what? They lie so much you don't have to. We'll put it like that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty straightforward. I prefer honesty personally.
Well, and I think you can see through me, so you see honesty coming through me. Or at least as best as I can do, right?
You're good, James. You good.
No one does anything perfectly, obviously.
Nope. We're all sinners.
We're all sinners, but I think a lot of you people deserve more knowledge than you have, so we're all here to share knowledge. And anytime anyone ever wants to call in, just let me know if you have something.
Here's some knowledge. I'm staring at the constellation Orion and close by the star Sirius.
Oh. There's a lot of knowledge in that right there.
Even crazier, there's a tribe in Mali, Africa, called the Dogon tribe, and they know that there's a secondary star that orbits Sirius, and we can't know that without a telescope, and they know that without that. So apparently they had an encounter with ancient alien fish people back in like ancient times.
Well,
gave them the knowledge.
The Aztecs knew how many moons there were, and Sirius A and B and everything about them. Supposedly, y'all, please go watch Elon Musk's disclosure and me clean his bullshit up, okay? I did that last night. Did you hear that, George, or not?
No, I did not.
Okay, I'm going to go over it real quick. I'm going to go over it real quick. Elon Musk says that we are the aliens. Yeah, at some level we are, but our planet's 4.4. Listen, our planet's 4.4 billion years old, so the chances are that we made it to 3,000 years. The chances are that we made it past 3,000 years without an asteroid hitting us or without a solar flare are huge. Over 4.4 billion years. So astronomical. So most of the ships that we see are owned by the Russian, U.S. government, other governments. The reason they really invade Iraq, Iran is because they need archaeological digs from ourselves, our ancestors, and that's what they're back engineering. They're not back engineering any kind of alien vehicles. They're only back engineering things that until the 0.5% or 0.1% got wiped out 1,000 times over, they put together at some point. And that's what they found on the moon. They found on the moon other human habitats that have been long ago disbanded or abandoned. because the chances are this is not our first go around. It may be our 1,000th go around, maybe our 10,000th go around. 4.4 billion years versus 3,000 years. We've only been an industrial country for less than 2,000 years. Can y'all even imagine what 2,000 years versus 4.4 billion? I'm not talking a million.
Well, yeah. Look at Egypt. Egypt alone was around for like 3,000 years or more.
And that's nothing, though. It's a speck of time. And 4.4 billion, it's not even a million. Even in
That's what I said. Like, even with stuff going on with the sun and whatnot, we've been around here for a speck of time. We haven't been able to observe it in its entirety, and we don't know if there's stuff that it can throw out that we can't even measure yet.
And I believe there's other restarts that actually advance further than we are today. Okay, further than we are today. And
the biggest one that we have was about 900. There's genetic evidence that 900,000 years ago, about only 1,500 people of our species survived in total.
Oh, I believe you.
That 98% of our population of our species was wiped out, and whatever happened then, there was probably a Christ-like figure that guided people through the fires and the narrow gates. That was that genetic bottleneck.
So George is smarter than we ever gave him credit for, and it's actually 99.9% of the people. I've been doing my homework on this one, George. And remember, 4.4 billion with a B, not million years. And we're 3,000 years into this history that we know, the Sumerian tablets. But then when we go deeper and deeper into the earth, we find things that prove everything wrong, like Göbekli Temple and things that just don't make sense. And
artifacts is a term that I recommend everyone look into.
Right, and they totally make sense if you just step back and quit thinking you're the know-all, end-all, and realize that you're probably the 100th try at this. And people have gone further, and what they found on the moon was the last time we had went to the moon, right? If we've been to the moon, which I seriously doubt, based on my Mensa genius ass. Okay, you can cut me down, you can say anything you want to, but once I learned that the Van Allen belts were 70,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and there are 3 of them, I said, well, I started looking. Even diamonds, and there's only one other thing that can, it's below 5,000 degrees. I forgot, it started with a T, but diamonds are second. There's nothing we have that can make it through any Van Allen belt. Any of them. 35,000 degrees Celsius, 75,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
So what do you think of the idea of a micronova filament eruption?
So, micronova, I think we're about there. Filament is like a two sunspots connecting together and looping out filament, right?
Well, have you ever seen that place in Egypt where there's melted stone stairs and there's melted statues out of bedrock and whatnot? Part of me wonders if that got hit with a flare that was more like a laser than anything else.
It was more like a micronova, and that's probably happened. The smart money, George, I think they killed us, but the smart money is
still live on my end. Oh yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah, we're done. All right, God bless you, man. We were getting a little. We're too smart for them. They're getting mad.
Oh, no, we're still there. Maybe. I don't know. We're back live.
All right, I'll try.
Yeah, we're still there.
Yay, we came back. We'll end the poll.
I think. I don't know. My connection's kind of spotty right now.
No,
Yeah, no,
we're good now. They did take us down. I don't know what we do. Is James telling too much fucking truth again?
There's all that micronova talk.
It's really the the fact that the spaceships are ours, but they're archaeology. Well, I want to try. Yeah, they're digs. That's where we got the tech. It's us, but it's us failed and reset. Period.
Well, look at that whole, the whole war in Iraq thing and whatnot.
That's why we were in Iraq and Turkey.
Yeah.
It's the only reason.
We were looking for ancient records and other items, more than likely ancient technology even.
It's not even more than likely. It's 100% fact. They actually were able to see them with the satellites, and then we had to go in and fake this whole 911 to get in there to dig them up to get the tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all planned, all been planned. It always has been, and we're the sheeple, unless you're watching my channel, and then at least you're aware of what's going on. Not that you can do anything about it, but at least you're aware.
Well, Tiff pointed out they also destroyed history. Look at the Alexandrian Library, for example.
You're absolutely right. They destroyed the older library that's in the Bible as well. It's the one where they circled it until it fell down. Babylon conquered it. I remember that and destroyed the library.
I think it was Jericho when the walls came down and they circled it.
I don't remember, so I'm not going to speak up. Out of tune.
Well, yeah, dude, I know I gotta get some sleep.
Hey, me too.
Myself.
Lots of love to everyone out there, guys. I think we're on something, or they wouldn't have cut us off. Our technology is ours and is Russia's, but it's ancient technology from a part of our ancestors that made it a little bit further than we did before the reset. And I kind of cleared that up with Musk. If y'all think he's a genius, listen to him for a few minutes. Then listen to me or George. Y'all realize all he's doing. Never mind. I'm not going to be negative. God bless. Share and subscribe. Lots of love, George. Always love you, Bo.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
Alex, be cool, bro. God bless you guys. Thank y'all. Please share. Please subscribe. And I'm going to hit the sack as well. Good show, as always. Good show, man. Don't ever believe in, please, vote for Trump, but don't believe in a savior named Trump. Believe in your savior named Jesus Christ. Then you'll be not forsaken. I just don't want to see y'all fall into that same trap. Thank y'all. God bless you.